everybody? It's your girl Songbird, and I want to welcome you guys back to another episode of Room 1002. Y'all know what it's all about. I'm here showcasing the hottest up-and-coming artists, creatives, and innovators right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Today's special guest is none other than JD Earby. You guys, listen, I'm super excited. I haven't seen him in almost 2 years, but when I tell you I have been following your socials and keeping up with everything that you have going on, and I'm so excited. I don't know many men working in the industry that you're doing or really putting themselves out there in that way. So I'm really looking forward to you sharing that story. But more importantly, y'all know that I've been trying to bring in new people from different angles. So I think that this interview is going to be one of the best ones this summer. So I'm going to go ahead and let him introduce himself. And I want you guys to welcome JD to the room.
I appreciate it. I love being here. I thank you for it.
Yes, absolutely. So what's been going on, man? Last time I saw you was what, COVID, something like that? Somewhere around there?
About 2021. It was a good long minute. Since then, I've been trying to work on my craft more and then really expand my horizons. For me, start off as a visual artist, that over time, like, I want more. Yeah. That's my main thing. I always wanted more. I wanted people to really appreciate my artwork and see my artwork. And so sometimes as an artist, when you go to different events, stuff like that, you probably not always gonna make it, but you want exposure. After being a part of so many different events, I met so many different people, I'm like, okay, I mean the same people, same thing. I'm like, and so you know what that feeling when you like the smartest one in the room,
yes.
Or the one in the room?
And it's like, I have to elevate.
Right.
Like what I'm doing is great, but I kind of feel like I need to be doing even more. And I'm sure a lot of y'all can relate to that. And JD, that's a great place to start. I'm actually gonna kick off the interview with something that I ask every single person that I bring on the platform. Just an opportunity for you to really kind of introduce yourself to the audience. Can you kind of tell us who JD is? Like who do you describe yourself as? Like I said, I try to be as humble as possible when I think about stuff like that, but really just a creator from Atlanta. I'll try to like do my best to have everybody else kind of come into my mindset, come into my creative world, my thoughts like that. And so that's what I kind of want to do within my artwork, then expand it into my events. So when you walk in, I want you to feel like, oh wow, this is amazing, or this is something brand new I never thought of or seen before, or if you do, it's like very rare. So therefore, trying to give you a wonderful experience. Listen, I can honestly say when I first met you, that's exactly how I felt.
Okay.
So have y'all ever been to Controllerize? If you've been to Controllerize, I want you to comment right now and type Controllerize, because if you know about Controllerize, we can get down. But I remember 2021, right? My friends, and I think I might have come across this opportunity with you through Noelle. Like I had maybe met her at the gallery or something like that, and I saw her posting about like this speed dating Valentine's Day event or something like that, and I'm like, okay, so how desperate am I gonna look if I go to speed dating? But I also was like, it's Valentine's Day, I'm single, I could sit at home and complain, or I could go support a Black creative. So that's what I chose to do. And I actually brought some friends with me, and I remember walking in thinking, now I would have never thought to use Controllerize for this kind of event. And I thought that it was interesting that it wasn't just speed dating. So you had people performing, providing live entertainment. You had art going on over here. I personally won one of the giveaways. And that artwork is still on my wall. There is a JD original in my bedroom. But I can remember being there like, this dude is dope. Like, how did you even think about putting all these things together? So I know that you said that you are from Atlanta. Does Atlanta have an influence on like you being like, you know what, this is something that they need? Or is this something that from childhood you were like, yo, I'm creative, I want to do art? Like, can you kind of walk us through how you got here?
Basically, like I said, when I was a kid, like I said, I started off in Florida, but like Atlanta raised. Okay. And so when I went to college I went to East Tennessee State University.
Awesome.
And so during that time, like I said, growing up wise, it was all about art. I love Disney, I love cartoons, I love like just creating like that. And then when I got into college, it was more so like, I need to express myself. Yes. I need to actually like put these emotions onto paper. Because at one point I was in deep depression and I'm like, I don't want to feel this way anymore. I don't want to keep going through this. So therefore I put it into the artwork. So me and my friends would say, oh JD, like your artwork's so good, it's so amazing. You should do something with it. You should put in a gallery, something like that. I ain't know nothing about galleries or art shows and stuff like that. I was like, no, what, forget it. Then one of my good friends, Martin, he had put on his own show, own show for like Beyonce tribute for actual grade. Oh, okay. Right. I'm like seeing him do that and seeing him like say another black person like be such an innovative and creative and actually doing something like that on campus. I'm like, wow. If he can do it, I can do it. I'm like, we came at the same time on the same level. There's no reason for me not to be able to do something like that. Absolutely. So therefore, I'm like, everybody, like if all y'all really believe in me as much you say you do, then come to my show.
Exactly.
So that's why I created Station Love, the first one. All the love pieces that I did to create, like to create myself and express myself through my work, I did that. I was like, I don't want to be just a regular art gallery, because like after 10, 15 minutes, you'll get bored.
Yeah.
So therefore, I pushed
looked
myself.
at all the art. Yeah.
Right. After all artwork, it's like, now what? No, I want you to come in, you look at it, you stay, you enjoy yourself. Therefore, I have poetry, I have dancing, I have singing, I have a questionnaire for like all the audience and like that too. Avi did one of the scenes from a different world with like Dwayne Willie wedding scene.
Oh, I love that.
Right, I actually had somebody else acting that part out, but then as Dwayne, I'm like, dang, like he backed out. I'm like, forget it, I'll just go ahead and do it then.
Oh, so you act too? You just do everything? Okay.
Right, I try to do a little bit of everything. I love the whole creative world, so I'm trying to like tap into it and like be a jack of all trades, but also a master of all of them too.
I love that. So going into what you just said about being a master of all of that, because I've actually seen you bringing all those things together. Like I said, when I first met you, I didn't really know that at the time that you were the one who curated that whole event. Like I just thought like somebody put on an event and then they're like, hey, I know an artist who could do an art giveaway. I had no idea that you were the one doing that. What I saw after that was the Melanin Showcase. And I followed that all the way through. And unfortunately, I'm one of those busy bees who's always on a plane. So I never really actually get to go to a lot of the events that I want to show my face at. But I saw it all the way through. Like I literally felt like I was like doing the campaign with you. Like, oh, look at this reel, look at that one. Can you talk to us about how you put the Melanin Showcase together? Like, who helped you with all that, and what does that look like now? Like, are you still doing the Melanin Showcase?
Oh, definitely. Right now, Melanin kind of has like shifted and pivoted to different ways. Cause like to back then, like back 2021, basically my sister, she's one I gotta give a props to her. She's my ride down best friend, Marat. She helps me out with everything when it comes to urban studio wise. And so when it comes to that, like I always kind of run things by her, cause like sometimes I could have huge visions and huge ideas. I'm like, hey, let me scale it down a little bit and still make it kind of small and intimate, and then very impactful when I give it to you.
Absolutely.
So with Melanin, it's all about like, well, in time, all about showcasing Black artists, Black creators of all kinds. And then after a while, like within this year, I'm like, okay, let's pivot it to a different way. What's something else that you really love that you want to go like show more to? And that's when the music, the soul, the hip hop, the R&B, all that type of music kind of like that really connects with you and touch with you.
Absolutely.
I love that. I want to showcase that more. And so this year, what we did of it, instead of actually making it in an actual event, we said, okay, cool, I'm just go ahead and turn it into a YouTube series. So right, so we switch up the fact of it, because yeah, like you said, a lot of people can't really come to the event, and that's okay. But this is something that you can watch, support, and keep watching over and over again. And after that, you become a fan of that person or the whole set of people that I like collected.
Absolutely.
And for me, when it comes to selecting people, I'm top tier. Gotta be top tier.
And that's what, man, you're like reading my mind right now. We did not practice this. You're literally reading my mind, because I was gonna ask you, you know, that has to take a lot of intentionality, right? You're choosing who you want to perform, whose art you want to do, what models you want walking down these runways. How are you doing that? Like, what's your criteria? Like, are y'all having casting calls? Because you ain't called me. Did y'all get a call? What's up with that?
Actually, for our next fashion show in October called Nation Beauty Fashion Week, this is the first time we're doing an actual fashion week. It's a 3-day thing. And so our cast call will actually start today. Yeah.
What?
Right.
Is this my audition?
It can be. It really can be. But yeah, but I haven't posted just yet. But after this interview, I definitely will be posting it. I will be like promoting it all throughout the month of July and a little bit of August as well. We will look for models, designers, performers of dancers and singers and stuff like that as well, especially artists too.
Yeah,
like I said,
absolutely.
For most of my shows, it's like a mixture of everything, as you know.
Speaking of your upcoming show, can you kind of talk to us a little bit about what pushed you to even select that for your next theme? Like, what is this purpose behind Nature Beauty? What are we really like trying to get into here?
Well, after the whole love phase for me, and then like me being Black, like I said, I love my Black people. That's where Melly came in. And so I'm like, okay, what else can I do? Because I wanted to do like 3 or 4 different shows throughout the whole year, or three events or 3 big things to like celebrate for like all seasons. So I'm like, what else can I do? And then I thought to myself, like, I like life. I love to enjoy life and nature and seeing the beauty of what it is. Absolutely. And for me, it's a celebration. Celebration of life, celebration of people coming together. And so come Nature Beauty, you know how sometimes like you have to be like a certain height, a certain build. I don't care about all that. If you can walk, you got that confidence, you got what I need, and you own it up to it, bring it.
I love that.
I want you to bring all that here to Nature Beauty. If you have an amazing voice or amazing talent with your rhymes and skills, ooh, you got me saying like, ooh, I really like this person. Yeah. I want them here. And I try to figure out like what type of style, what type of look can like correlate with that theme. And like when it comes to fashion designer, there's one friend of mine who I know, I think it's 2020 or 2021, named Lala. Okay, she started off as an artist, and after that, I seen her do a little bit of headpiece stuff like that. I was like, now what if I could push you more?
Yeah.
What if I could like see like what else you could do? So I asked her, I said, hey, I have a show coming up this year, this and that. And so I said, like, you think you can make some pieces like that? Because she's an artist, she's a body painter, she's a head pieces. And so when she said, okay, yeah, we talked about it, she was enjoying it. And then when I saw stuff, I'm like, I found the right partner for this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, you got to come back every single year because she makes the wearable art. And so for that, it's like amazing, beautiful pieces that when I'll tell you, like, it's going to really wow you. It's like, whoa, I need that or I want that. I'm thinking to myself, whenever you make some guy stuff, I want to be in the part of that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I really want you to be wild and amazed. And like I said, the music, the art, the fashion, everything kind of like a perfect blend to me.
Yes.
That's what I really want.
Yes, I agree. And watching you go from one avenue to the next to then finally just bringing it all together, that's actually been a really beautiful process too. I know your bio says that you're a teacher, you're a curator, you're a creative director. So in the lane of teaching, are you teaching people? Because I also know that you do photography, right? Right? You have your own studio and you've been doing that now 6 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Look, I did my research. No. But seriously, is that what you're teaching? Like, are you coming from the angle of just trying to reach back out and kind of give these same skills to our youth, or like what's that about?
Definitely back to youth, because like back in 2019, I became an art teacher for elementary school.
That's cool.
Right, and so like I said, it was different. And so like when I first came to like cross the idea, I was like, I guess I could do that. So like, a little bit different, but then that's when the push really started to like doing more than just for me. So I started doing for other people.
Yeah.
And then now, like ever since like last year in August, I've been a graphic design teacher. And so I learned all this stuff in college, but again, my sister, like I said, she pushed me again to it. So when it comes to graphic design, I'm like, well, like I know a little bit of it, but that's not really my forte. But then she's like, okay, like just show them this, do that. I'm like, okay, cool. And so I thought about business wise, and after that, I kind of like let in the Earby Studio side, and then like Mr. Earby, like kind of like just blended in. So I had some of my kids really be inspired by me, and I see more of myself as a mentor to them as well.
I love that.
Right, and so like I said, that was kind of like, it was different, but it's like, wow, like I mean that much to you for you to actually want to work with me in the future or be a part of this and that. I'm like, okay, cool. So
I'm not gonna lie, that's how I feel when I do this. I always have like goosebumps when I get ready to reach out to people. Like, what if they're like, girl, don't nobody want to come on your YouTube?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I promise you, they do.
That's what I was gonna say. Yes, they do. But it took for me to step out and do that. And something that you said, that your sister said, that I love is like, just try. Yeah. Like literally just try it. And I think that that's really what I'm seeing. Like, God has really shown me, like, you think you're not capable, but you really are. And if you just would try and just step out on that faith, I promise it'll produce something wonderful. So we talked a little bit like about where you started and kind of what you have going on right now, but I really do want to know, like, what's next for you? Because I'm telling you, when I saw you 2 years ago, I didn't even know this was what was next. So I'm wondering where you see Earby Studios and Mr. Earby and your showcases and everything. Where do you see that even just in the next 4 to 5 years?
Next 4 to 5 years, I just want to have my own building, like a huge building to myself. I want to be able,
right.
Yeah, I want to do this all the time. I want to be showcasing so many people. Like basically, I just want to be busy being a creator.
I love that. Me too, man.
24/7. Like I'll wake up, all right, cool. I got a music video today, or like next day or next week. Okay, we got a photo shoot, we got a fast show. We need to run rehearsal like that. Being around so many other creators sharpens my skills every day.
Absolutely,
like,
iron sharpens iron, man.
Right, and so like being around other people like that, I'm thinking to myself like, okay, cool. What can I do to better myself to make sure that I give you what you want? Like I said, if you're a music artist, okay, cool. Like I said, right now I'm in the process of doing my first music video. Actually, like first 6 of them. That's gonna be the season finale of Melanin.
That's cool.
And so I'm like, okay, cool. Like that's a lot. And like you said, a bit of me a little bit scared, but another part, I'm like, fuck it, we got this.
You do.
Like we've been doing all this other stuff, and they trust you with your creative process, and they see your work. So I'm like, let's just keep going.
Absolutely.
And so like I said, 4 to 5 years, my own building, doing this all the time. And really just like my ultimate goal, like later on down the line, if I can't really be a part of it, I'll probably go back to teaching again, but doing like an Earby Studios Academy, like teaching others to actually just be themselves, be like huge creators, and actually put them in like my bigger shows, the events.
So JD, can you tell me just, from the heart really, what is it that you actually are trying to instill in this youth? Like I know you say you're working with them and you're kind of teaching them and helping them, showing not just photography, but videography and just how to be a creative overall. But what do you really want them to walk away from Mr. Earby or Earby Studios with? Like,
to really just be independent, to do it yourself. Don't be afraid to actually be different from everybody else. You see everybody else want to do this, you want to keep supporting them and keep on the same path as them, but what's gonna make you different? What's gonna make you pop? What's gonna make you shine? So therefore, stop being like everybody else. Stop being this one same little area and boost yourself up. You can work hard every day, do the same thing every day, but if you're not talking to the right people, if you're not trying to elevate or following the right people, you would never grow. You would never really know or learn how to actually like move yourself up into the world like that.
I'm wondering if that mindset is how you got into the fashion industry. Like, because I mean, I've been holding out, but I really want to know, like, as a man, how did you wind up doing these fashion shows and really getting into it? And I mean, listen, I've seen you with your clean stuff on. I met you had a real nice suit. I mean, it was like velvety or something. So I mean, you had it going on, but how did you actually get into that?
It actually started back in college. They had like, I think my freshman year in college, they had a fashion show. I was an audience member. I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, cool. It's my first time ever going to fashion show. I'm like, this is kind of cool. Like, I like the way y'all set this up. Next year, like next 3 years, I was a part of them, everyone. The first 2, I was a part of them as a model. And I was like, okay, I just want to see if I could do it. Cause I'm like, it don't seem that hard. Let me just go out there and do it. Like, go ahead.
Come on, don't seem that hard.
Right, like, go ahead. Do that walk. And then after that, I'm like, okay, yeah, we want him. Like, we like him. I'm like, okay. Once you go out there from one side, you hear the applause, like, oh, I could do this for real.
Yeah.
And so it just kept on going. And so like I haven't done it since then until like, you know, till recently. And so now within this year, I'm like, you know what? This might be something I might pop up again as a model design.
Absolutely.
And like we'll see how things goes. Cause I remember I went to an event, like a little Casa pop up by Mini Editorial last month. And so they had a little like fashion runway walk off. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just go ahead and do like just have fun. If I actually there to like do set design and photography, which my sister helped me out too.
Yeah.
And so when I just jumped up in there, they like, oh, we didn't know you could do that.
Like, we didn't know you was about all that.
Right.
And speaking of, you keep talking about your sister. Your sister should have been in here with you. Cause she's not like business partner, but you know what? Behind every great man, great woman. Yep. I'll just leave it at that.
Yes.
Leave it at that, ladies and
She
gentlemen.
like, even though she may be behind the shadows, but I consider her always be right beside me.
Yeah.
You probably not see her that much, but you definitely gonna hear about her.
Absolutely.
And I'll keep telling myself that when I get my award, whether it's a BT Awards, Grammy Award, VH1, whatever type of award it is, I'm like, I could never do this without her.
I love that. You got to make sure you show tribute to the people who have helped you out. Well, listen, JD, speaking of people helping you out, I know that the whole purpose of this interview is to showcase you to the city and potentially expose new people to you. And even though you said all these great things, I'm sure there are still people wondering, why should I care about JD? What does JD do that makes me just, why should I give him my money after this? Why should I go look at his stuff? Honestly, I want you to tell me or tell them, why should Atlanta be supporting you and what you're doing?
I'm a black man that cares. I'm a creator that actually want to impress you, wow you, amaze you, entertain you. So when you think of Urban Studio, you think of multimedia, but entertainment. Yeah. We do all different types of arts and crafts and creative things like that, but we also want to entertain you, want to show you there's so much more to life. And therefore, not only that, when I say I care about the other artists, I care about other designers and performers and creators that come along with me. I know how it is. You struggle just as much as I struggle, if not even more. So therefore, I'm gonna go ahead and give you that hand now, rather than wait till I'm all the way up there at the top, then want to bring you up. No, we bring this all up together. If you gonna put in that work, we gonna put into work together. My goal is to sit down one day at a long, luxurious, wonderful table, me at the end of it, or probably a big, huge round table. Like, hey, we did this.
Yes.
We having dinner. We celebrating as a group, whether it's black people, white people, Hispanic, wherever you are. I want you sitting at the table because I know I can trust you. I work with you. I love you, your craft, and everything that you do. So therefore, I'm a black man and black creative that actually cares for you and want to see you do good just as much as I want to see myself do good.
I feel like I'm supposed to just say amen and get up and walk out the door. No, I'm just playing. No, but seriously, honestly, I've never had anybody put it to me like that. I care, you know, and I actually relate because that's how I feel. As someone who has been a musician my whole life, when I see somebody out there who I feel like just has it, man, and you know that like Atlanta is the city to try to get into it and really do it, I'm like, man, come on my show. Just let me show these people what you're about. And I promise you're going to leave with some fans. Like, I promise, because they love me. I'm just playing.
They should, though. They absolutely should.
Well, listen, before we close out, I always like to ask my guests, you know, like, what are you doing for fun? Where can I find JD out in Atlanta? Like, if I just walking around the city, where am I going to see you?
You're gonna see me at a couple of different events.
Okay.
You're gonna be at Apache Cafe with the different music events.
I love Apache.
Right, I'm going to one tonight. I'm going to like support some other friends.
Nice, okay.
Yeah, every now and then you might see me at a fashion show. Either hopefully, maybe soon, probably be participating in them more. But definitely fashion shows, music events, art events too. I'm always sitting there kicking back, chilling, talking to and networking with other people like that. So even when I'm chilling, I'm still networking.
Absolutely.
Like maybe kind of low key, but then again, I'm still looking at you. I'm like, okay, this guy, this girl, they got something I like. Let me go ahead and follow them. Let me go ahead and keep up with them like you did with me. And after that, it's like, all right, cool. Let me hit you up. It's the right time to reach out to you, bring you on, something like that. But yes, even when I'm chilling, I'm working and having fun. But just anything fun, anything like creative event, I'm gonna be there.
Well, listen, I know that you mentioned just a little bit about it already, but I want you to kind of tell everybody where they can follow you and where they can also keep up with, updates about Nature Beauty Week and different things like that. Just kind of tell them where they can support you.
Well, for one, you can always check out irbystudios.com. You can also check me out at Instagram at JD_artist as well as Earby.studios on IG.
And just in case they don't know, can you spell Earby for them?
EARBY.STUDIOUS. Not you spell OS. Earby Studios.
Well, y'all already know what I'm gonna say. Man, I've had a blast with you. I actually hate to close it out, but I hope that you and I can stay in communication. I'm personally looking forward to supporting everything that you're doing from this point. Y'all already know what I'm gonna say. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Do not forget to like and share this video, but most importantly, subscribe. I need y'all. This hard work is one day gonna turn monetized, and I promise you I'm gonna be nothing but grateful. Also, you guys, this is another feature from the Room 1002 suggestion box. So while he is not an artist, he is a creative, and you guys, I am looking for everyone in every corner, in every city right here, every area. So make sure you guys are suggesting me your people if you want to see him featured on the show. Until next time, all I've got for y'all now is to be blessed. Peace.